Happy evening, children. I welcome all of you for ninth standard English class. Already we have seen Unit 4 and some of the exercises, grammar topics we are going to learn. Before entering into the topic, let us go for a thought. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I am possible. Nothing is impossible. The word says, I am possible. So be positive and always think that you can do things. Now look at the verbs. Will, can, may, must, will. They are called, what are they called? You might have used these in sentences, for especially for framing questions and to express your ability. Is it clear? So can especially is used. They are called modal. Modal. What are modals? Modal, a verb that combines with another verb to indicate they expresses your mood. That's a modal means you can say it as it is used to express your mood. They are also called as modal auxiliary. Already you know it. What are auxiliary verb? Main verb. Main verb, you know it. Auxiliary verb are further divided into two types: primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. Let us see what are they. Primary auxiliary means all your be form verb, do form verb, and have form. You have learned all these in your lower standard. So just recall it. Primary auxiliaries be form verbs are am, is, or, was, and were. Do form verbs are does, do, did. Have form verbs are as, have, at. They are called primary auxiliaries. You see, I am writing. Uh, she is running. Is it clear? They are called primary auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb is helping verbs. They helps the main verb. It is further divided into primary auxiliary and modal auxiliaries. Modal auxiliaries are can, the past form is could, may, the past form is might, shall, the past form is should, will, the past form is would, and must. Semi-modals. Semi-modals means they act as main verb as well as auxiliary verbs, modal auxiliaries too. Need, dare, used to, and ought to. Let us go for the some of the modal verbs. The verbs can, could, may, might, would, should, must, ought, or call. Modal verbs are already. This one we have already seen. And they are used to express permission, possibility, certainty, and necessity. I said no, to express your ability also you can use for I can drive a car. May I come in? May I use your pen? It may rain. Already it is raining. I believe we know it very well. Uncertainty, necessity. You should not smoke. You should do this work. And need and dare can sometimes be used like modal verbs. I said they are semi-modals. They can be used as main verb as well as modal verbs. Modal verbs, it expresses your mood. M-O. You just think mood. Used to express your mood like permission, possibility, certainty, and necessity. And then let us look at the verbs. Can, could, cannot, the past forms. Here this side, the negative form. Can, cannot, could, couldn't, must, mustn't, have to, don't have to. There is a negative form. You can use these modal verbs in this way also. Should, shouldn't, would, wouldn't, will, won't, shall, shan't. It is nothing but can plus not, will plus not, shall plus not. When you add not with this, you will get this. Shall plus not only changes shan't. And modal verbs for asking permission. Their informal way is there, formal way is there, polite way of asking permission. You see, informal means you can say ask your friend, to your brother, or like that. Can I borrow your pen for a minute? Can I speak to John Wilson? It's a polite ways. Could I please have a glass of water? It is water. Don't go for this word. Could I open the window? A formal way. May is most probably used in formal way. May I ask a question, please? May I get in? May I come in? May we go home now? Just getting a permission from the teacher or the supervisor who is seeing you. Then polite way. Would you mind if I asked you something? Would you mind if I took this? Would you like to join with us? Would you like to have a coffee? For your willing, you can just ask it. Would is used in a polite way or to express your willingness. Then let us go for the models which are given in your book. Must is expressing strong obligation. Then certainty, logical conclusion. You must stop when the traffic lights turn red. You know it very well. When the traffic lights are red, you have to stand. When it is green, you can move. Then must not is negative sense. You must not smoke in the hospital. You are not supposed to smoke in public spaces, especially in the hospital. Can is used to express your ability, permission, as well as possibility. I can swim. I can drive a car. Can I use your smoke phone, please? That is for permission. Smoking can cause cancer. The possibility. If you smoke, you will get cancer. Same way. Then could is nothing but the past form of can, expressing ability in the past. If your ability, when I was saying I could run fast, and then for polite permission and for possibility, excuse me, could I just say something? And where are the places you can use is these auxiliary verbs to indicate tenses and for framing questions, especially it is used to frame questions. Then for short answers, when you frame questions, the answer should be in the do you like coffee? Yes, I like coffee. Then question tags with the help of these or modal verbs only, can, cannot, can you, can't you, like that. Then active and passive voices, and then direct and indirect speech. You have the exclamative type, or the imperative sentence, no, there it is used. Then let us go for may. Can and may or mostly we use most probably may and can. May is used for permission as well as possibility and probability. Same thing. May I come in? Where are my keys? They may be in the keys. See the possibility. Yeah. Especially for rain, they say it may rain during summer days again. Now it is raining. Might, the past form. Polite permission, possibility, same thing only. Might I suggest an idea? I might go on holiday to Australia next year. Then need not, the negative form, lack of necessity or absence of obligation. I need not buy tomatoes. There are plenty of tomatoes in the fridge. Need not means there is no lack of necessity. It is not necessary. You are not supposed to buy it or supposed to do that work. Should or ought to or expressing 50% obligation or advice or conclusion, logical conclusion. I should ought to see a doctor. I have a terrible headache. If you have a headache, you have to meet a doctor. Then you should ought to revise your lessons because your exams are nearing. And let us go for the exercises. You have to choose the correct option. We use when something is compulsory, obligatory and important. We have to use must. We use dash when something is right thing to do, ought. Then we use should. And then the next one is, first one is, students dash be quiet when they write the exam. They must. You dash wear a coat. You can't wear a coat, it's quite warm. May I open the window? I dash go to school yesterday because I was ill. I couldn't. When I was 18, she was 18, she could run fast. And then you shouldn't drive fast, it is not safe. Then he is a famous cricketer. This letter you have to complete using modal auxiliaries. And then here the fill in the blanks with appropriate models have been given. PDF has been given, children. So let us see there. So milk is a nutritious food enriched with vitamins and proteins. We should take milk regularly so that we might not develop. So might not, possibility. So aged person, children, patient ought to take milk. Ought means necessity. And then we can supplement it with fruits, vegetables and pulses for proper growth of the body, but we must consume, must again necessity. And then otherwise it will cause harm to the body. We should be very careful while selecting our food items because there are chances that these might be adulterated. We ought to protect our religion. Once you are thorough with your models and its usage, you can go for it. Then phrasal verb is nothing but a combination of verb, but that is a main verb with a preposition or adverb, and totally it gives you complete different meaning. A verb plus a preposition or adverb which is used. Now you see some examples. Throw is the main verb. With that you are adding the preposition throw in, throw off, throw on, throw out, throw down, throw up. You see the meaning, it just totally changes. The main verb is same, but the preposition of adverb which we are adding changes the meaning. Throw in means add something extra free of charge. Throw off means confuse, especially to lure a pursuer. Throw on means hastily put on. Throw out, discard or to dispense with something. Throw out, produce in haphazard fashion. Then throw down means cause something one is holding to drop. Throw up means vomit. The baby threw up all over my shirt. You see here, when you think, when the words together gives you different meaning. So the PDF has been given, children. So all the PDF has been given for question answers, book exercises and composition. Those who have not completed, just complete your classwork. Make use of these holidays. Complete your class and get ready for the midterm test. Thank you.